What's good, sports gamers? And today we're going to be making comparison shots between NBA Live 18 and 19 to see just how much the players improved graphically and which players didn't get as much love. And EA covered our accommodations to allow us to bring you this NBA Live 19 content. So let's get to it.
Sports Gamers Online is the #1 source for the sports gamer.
Now the first player I had to go over is Ben Simmons. Now you know I had to start with the future Rookie of the Year, Ben Simmons. Obviously the first thing you notice is they finally updated Buddy's hair. It's amazing how much it throws you off when the player's hair looks a bit off, or in Ben's case all the way left to how he currently looks. Kyrie was getting beard updates, but Ben got no love? Huh? They also included the chin strap beard on our board, and he got an updated face scan as well. And something that'll be a running theme is how the lighting makes his skin look, as you can sort of notice it's a lot more relaxed and not as shiny as his Live 18 shot. The jersey also comes off darker as well, and the lines aren't as noticeable on the uni as a result. Equipment wise, he now has a team color sleeve with the wristband and black strap on their jersey in honor of Hal Greer. I may be alone in this, but I like the Sixers jerseys before the recent real life update. You know, before they added the shade of red on the numbers, it looked better. Overall, what we got Live 18 was LSU Ben Simmons, and now we got grown man Ben, finally, so all seems to be right now. Next up is Paul George. To keep it 100% realistic, PG's hairline needs to be a couple more inches towards his eyes if we're being honest here. His hair changes throughout the season, so I'm not going to comment much there because he could end up having a Live 18 cut again. But at least it looks better than his hair in 2K18. I remember the screenshot they released prior to the game's launch, and for those who watched Martin back in the day, you remember that Halloween episode when he dressed up like Ike Turner? That's what PG's hair was looking like. And they've also removed the Tracy McGrady-esque sleepy look from PG's face. Now for Steph Curry. Now Steph's screenshot looks good. It's most apparent around the eyes, they aren't as baggy, and his facial is more defined as well. But if Live was real, they would have put those twisties he was rocking in his hair. I legit am impressed with Steph Curry's skin. You know, whenever a game has a cover athlete, they make sure everything about that player is A1 from equipment and stuff. That's what it looks like here compared to his 18 one. This is also the first time I'm noticing how wide the neckline on the jerseys are. Now for James Harden. Since I mentioned cover athletes, Harden's was pretty much great last year. But I mean, what can you really improve upon with Harden when more than half his face is covered? Equipment wise, he's not wearing the KT tape anymore, which pretty much became a fashion statement similar to the Iverson arm sleeve back in the day. And he's another one where you can tell how different the skin tones come across between his games, as Harden, who is a dark brother, still was lighter than he was in real life, and I feel Live 19 has done a great job of correcting that. Now for J.R. Smith. Now he looks great. His face looks quite a bit vacant in 18, but moves closer to his real life self in 19. Equipment wise, they removed his elbow pad, and the yellow on top of the sleeves from the Cavs jerseys are easier to see from the front now. Next is the king, LeBron James. Now I believe Bron is the best example of the skin tone differences between games, and I feel it comes across better on the darker players. His arm sleeve is now black for the road jerseys, and I actually think his beard should be even bigger. Although to be fair, this is a head-on profile, so it's hard to judge really. Next is Kevin Durant. Durant also went one skin complexion down on the meter, but he also got way skinnier, which is accurate to be fair. In the Live 18 shot, his whole body shape is off. It's funny for such a skinny dude, there's a lot of different variations of Durant throughout the years. But as far as body type, this is way better. But his hair looks like he brushed it in the Live 19 shot, so that's a flagrant foul right there. Next is Kevin Love. I actually prefer Live 18's Love compared to his 19 version, even though the stubble looks better. His updated one version on looking like the football player Chris Long. It's around the eye area that completely changes up the look here. Everything else is pretty much the same though. Now for Kyrie Irving. The main changes are in the Celtics jersey, as they also have the black stripe and their sponsor patch is now white instead of green. The sleeve is also further up his arm for those who care about that stuff, but looks less realistic for as realistic as a sock on somebody's arm can look. And Kyrie is another whose face is upgraded, but the body type, especially in the chest area, is way more leaner now than before, which obviously on players like Kyrie is preferred. Next is the processed Joel Embiid. Now Embiid looks great with the coloring of his skin, and it's way more detail on his face now. The color of the Sixers jersey is also better. Like I mentioned before, they took a major step up in graphics when I already thought they were top notch. Although this is a bad picture, kind of, the jersey looks a little bit painted on. Am I the only one to see that? And lastly is Klay Thompson. Now again, it's in the eyes, man. It really makes a face. Even though I'm not a fan of his 18-1 either, it definitely looks better than how he was before. I also don't remember him rocking that haircut, but sometimes it's the baby stuff for certain guys, you know? But overall, majority of the players I went over in the video do have noticeable upgrades in the face scan department, and along with the updated skin tones, it makes for way better looking players. But outside of that, I'm not sure about the jerseys yet and how they look. I will have to see more examples. But what do you guys think? Who do you feel was the best and worst of the ones that we shown in the video? Leave it in the comments down below. And what's something else that you noticed between 18 and 19 in the screenshots that we didn't point out as well? And stay tuned here at Sports Gamers Online for more NBA Live 19 content. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't. And once you're with us, hit that bell icon at the bottom so you don't miss anything we put out. I'm Chris. Thank you all for watching, and be good, y'all.